Ah, memories. Ain't nothing like that young love. If you know, you know. I actually went to Disney World for my honeymoon, and it was one of my best memories of my entire life. I wish Bronny and his young lady the best. Now, contrast that with my man Bill Belichick, well, who I believe he's 72 years old. I forgive you, Bill, even though you all cheated my St. Louis Rams out of a Super Bowl. But we're not going to talk about that. But here we have his lovely lady who's 24 years old. And don't they just look so happy? Now, we all know what's really going on here, but let's just break it down. Let's break down the game tape real fast. So I'm 37, and I've been divorced now going on 7 years. And in my experience, the ladies who are 24 and under tend to be a lot more forgiving, a lot more patient, a lot less, and a lot of that's because they're not really damaged yet, right? They have a whole life ahead of them. They haven't been burned by too many dudes. Yeah, I'm sure they've dealt with some breakups and dudes playing games, right? Because most guys their age aren't really ready to settle down. So I actually had a 24-year-old a few months ago who was we were talking for a while for several years, and she actually wanted to, well, not several, it was about 2 years, 2 or 3 years, anyway, since she was like 21 was when I first met her, and she wanted to move in with me, move from a whole nother state and move in with me. And I was like, not while my grandma's still alive. And this is not how I roll. I don't believe in shacking up, as the old folks say. Anyway, let me wrap up this message because now I'm rambling. But some of y'all gonna get something from this. I'm currently talking to a 37-year-old. And well, actually she's 38 now. She's 4 months older than me. Just had a birthday. And she's been screwed over by so many dudes. I'm not gonna put all her business out there, but a lot of trauma. A lot of trauma. And I don't think she's really taken the time to heal from a lot of it. She's just now finally healing from it. It's one of the things that ladies struggle with. Y'all gotta be real. Say in the comments if you agree with this. Fellas are gonna already agree, but how many women have ever learned to take accountability for anything? Men, we always are held accountable for stuff. We always have to admit when we're wrong and own up to it. But rarely are women ever held accountable for anything. Anything. That's a whole nother discussion. But back to what I was saying. The women that are her age, 24 and under, are usually way easier to deal with. And they look at us like we're Superman, or like that we're the smartest person, like we're the Michael Jackson. Everything that we say is cool and funny. Even if it's not that funny and corny, they still laugh. We can be missing our hairline. We could be missing a couple teeth. As long as we provide some stability and security on some level, it don't even have to be a whole lot. I've had situations, I was living out of my car and I was talking to a young lady in their low 20s, right? 27 is really like the cutoff. If they made it to 27 and they never been married and never had kids, you probably got a shot. But when they start getting over like 20, over 27, 28 and above, I don't know what it is, but it's a struggle. And so the hardest part, though, I'm going to wrap this up. The hardest part about dating a younger woman is they usually want to have babies. And that's one of a couple other things. But one of the main things is they usually want to have children. And I already have 4 kids by my former wife, and they about to be grown out the house. All of them are pretty much teenagers. And the other thing is, like, they friends and they family, they be talking stuff on you. It's like, why you messing with that dude? You can do so much better. He already got 4 kids, blah, blah, blah. Or he has kids, blah, blah, blah. He ain't got no, like, real job. How's he going to take care of you? All that stuff. You got to deal with that with any relationship, but the sister circles. Sometimes The young ladies, I will say, they can be a little flighty. But I'm flighty too sometimes, right? And they can get bored, so you kind of got to keep them always interested, and you got to have your money up to afford to take them to wherever this man Bill Belichick took this lady. Because the reason why that big smile is on her face is because he can afford to take her to whatever rooftop that is. Looks like it's in some nice European village side. Until next time, hope you enjoyed the video. Share your own thoughts, fellas. Fellas, have you dated a woman? All right, what is the biggest age gap you've ever had between yourself and another lady? Because here we got 72, and I think he's 72 and 24. I think my biggest age gap in dating a woman was, it kind of sounds sad, but I think the youngest, like actually dating, is about 10 years, 10 or 11 years, something like that. So what is your biggest age gap in dating someone, fellas? And if you want to share a story how that worked out for you, or eventually I'll do a video on the reverse. I'm gonna do a video on dating older women. And then ladies too, chime in. What was the biggest age gap between you and the person you were dating? How did that work out for you? My former wife was 2.5 years older than me. So I was a freshman, she was a senior when we first met. And then we got married my sophomore year. So she was born in 84, I was born in 87. So, all right, looking forward to hearing the comments. Man, y'all pray for me, because it's wild out here, just period. If you single, it's wild out here in these streets. And if you married, when they say it's cheaper to keep her, it's not just talking about your finances. It's not just talking about alimony and child support. He's talking about your peace of mind. You might think that wife you have is stressful, but I'm telling you, out here in the streets, it ain't what you want.